Tonight, a Game of Thrones star in treatment. Kit Harington's history of public intoxication and why he's not the only star struggling after the GOT finale.
I was just like numb.
Then, Ashton Kutcher in court, his connection to an alleged serial killer. And
I'm really lucky.
is Alex Trebek's cancer disappearing?
It's blown me away.
Then Sharon Osbourne's new look, why she's getting a 4th facelift.
Yeah, no duck lips, just facelifts.
Plus,
That's my prerogative.
why Britney Spears put on a bikini to call out conspiracy theorists.
So you're wrong.
And how you can score a double date with George Clooney and Amal.
Shut up, you're kidding.
This is Entertainment Tonight.
Welcome, everybody. Well, we have new details tonight on Kit Harington's struggle with mental health. And as we speak, well, the Game of Thrones star is getting treatment inside a wellness facility.
Listen, the news shocked his fans, but there were signs that Kit was hit hard by the end of this epic chapter in his career.
This show has been more than a decade of your life. How are you preparing for it all to end?
It kind of, in some ways, has ended for us. You know, when we finished filming, we said goodbye to it.
Kit was matter-of-fact with us about the end of Game of Thrones, but behind the scenes, he was emotionally overwhelmed.
We see Jon with his hand still on the hilt of the dagger he just lodged in Dany's heart.
The actor was in tears at the table read for his last epic scene, and he told Esquire he started hyperventilating near the end of filming, adding he felt a, quote, onslaught of relief and grief about not being able to do this again.
You've been just my family.
And halfway through the series, Kit says he got into therapy, uncomfortable with becoming the focus of the show when his character was killed and resurrected. Late yesterday, Kit's rep said the actor is taking time to, quote, work on some personal issues at a wellness retreat. Kit's personal drama has also made headlines. That's him last year in Paris, apparently drunk and stumbling in front of traffic. The staff members at this New York bar told us last January he appeared to be so intoxicated he was asked to leave. Kit also vehemently denied cheating on his wife last year when a Russian model shared a photo she claimed she had taken of the actor in bed. The 32-year-old actor isn't the only Game of Thrones star coming to terms with the show's end.
The biggest challenge is just for me getting out of bed and getting out of the house.
Sophie Turner, who played Sansa, told Dr. Phil she struggled and explained to us how she's working through it.
I went through a bit of an identity crisis and, you know, suddenly feeling a little inferior. And now I kind of like own everything and I'm happy with myself. Like, therapy really helped.
Meanwhile, in other news, it was a deeply emotional day for Ashton Kutcher. The actor testified in court against the man accused of killing a woman that Ashton was once dating. Ashton took the stand at 9:36 this morning in the trial of 43-year-old Michael Gargiulo, an alleged serial killer dubbed the Hollywood Ripper.
Mr. Kutcher is part of the chronology of this case.
Prosecutors say Gargiulo murdered 3 women more than a decade ago, including Ashley Ellerin, who was dating Ashton at the time of her death. Today was the first time Kutcher spoke publicly about the case. ET producer Brendan Jeffrown was there.
Ashton, sporting a mustache, appeared in court for nearly 40 minutes. He was well-spoken and calm while describing the day Ashley was murdered. On Grammy night 2001, Kutcher said he was late to pick her up for a party. She didn't answer her door or her phone, so he assumed he was too late and Ashley had already left.
Mr. Kutcher looked in the window and saw what he thought was spilled wine on the floor. We believe now the evidence will show that was actually blood.
Police say Gargiulo, who lived near Ashley, entered her Hollywood home and stabbed her more than 47 times.
His hobby was plotting the perfect opportunity to attack women with a knife.
The murder trial stalled for a decade. During that time, 48 Hours helped connect Gargiulo to a Chicago cold case.
It wasn't until 48 Hours aired and 2 witnesses came forward that Chicago was able to nail him.
He has maintained his innocence, including during this 2011 jailhouse interview with the News magazine.
My truth is being 100% innocent, being wrongfully charged.
Well, Gargiulo has been on trial since May the 2nd. The trial is expected to last 6 months. And now to an update on Britney Spears. She wants everybody to know she is definitely in control of her life, and Britney took to Instagram to prove it.
For those of you who don't think I post my own videos, I did this video yesterday. So you're wrong, but I hope you like it.
The declaration came with a fashion strut of 3 different looks from the balcony of her $7 million estate, then a bikini shot from her pool, and even a yoga-inspired sweat session earlier today. These posts were clearly Britney's response to rumors her team had taken over her social accounts while she maneuvers her latest mental health crisis. Our ET source confirms that Britney is definitely the one hitting post, saying, quote, "When she wants to post a video, she posts a video, despite advice from family and friends. Sometimes her people are concerned about how she comes across in her videos, but right now, Britney would like to exercise her right to do whatever she pleases." Meanwhile, there are developments in Britney's restraining order against ex-manager Sam Lutfi. As ET reported, Britney was granted the temporary order on May the 8th. She claims his repeated attempts to contact her and his social media posts about her caused, quote, "severe mental trauma." Well, yesterday, Lutfi appeared in court to argue the order, saying it was, quote, "unconstitutional." The judge didn't agree, and the temporary restraining order will remain in effect until the next hearing on June the 13th. And we've got a great health update on Alex Trebek. He says his cancerous tumors have shrunk by more than 50% and that he's near remission.
It's blown me away.
The 78-year-old reveals that chemotherapy is working on his stage 4 pancreatic cancer. And he tells People magazine that his doctors haven't seen this kind of positive result in their memory. The Jeopardy host recently revealed to Jane Pauley he now wears a wig to hide the hair loss from the chemo.
We have the summer months off, so hopefully my own hair will grow back.
Alex has also admitted battling periods of sadness following his diagnosis. But now, after the positive news, he tells People, quote, "I got a little emotional, but these were tears of joy, not tears of Great Depression." Despite the only 9% survival rate of pancreatic cancer, Alex is upbeat he'll beat it, saying, quote, "We need to be hopeful. It doesn't always have to end in death." And in more celeb health news, Sharon Osbourne is going under the knife, confessing on the talk she's getting plastic surgery again.
I'm having it in August, so when we come back to film in September, I'll have a new face.
Sharon has opened up in the past to having 3 facelifts, a tummy tuck, lipo, and breast implants put in and taken out.
I had my breasts done before Christmas, so they kind of make me look like I've lost weight.
Her looks have changed dramatically over the years due to many more nips, lifts, and tucks, and you gotta love that she is not shy about sharing it with the world.
I never took a picture to a doctor and said, I want to look like Catwoman. I didn't want to look like my mom because I look like my mom. And I didn't want to look like my mom. No duck lips, just facelifts.
Oh, I think it's that spunkiness and strong will that contributes to her beauty. All right, well, coming up.
Mandy Moore risks death on her break from Mrs. Us.
You're literally waiting in line to die.
How she took her love of adventure to harrowing new heights.
A-Rod wins again his day with J-Lo and a surprise special guest.
And
Rapunzel, let down your hair.
Your back hair.
they've got jokes and a new show. How fans inspired the Property Brothers' new project.
We get 500,000 messages a week each on social media.
But first, it was a big night for Ron Howard. Wife Cheryl and daughter Paige came to celebrate his new documentary, Pavarotti.
We're so excited to see it. We've heard amazing things about it already, and it's going to be great.
Because we're biased.
Ron's film about the late legendary opera singer uncovers how he lived every bit of his life with passion.
He was a devout family man, and yet, also had these romances and even affairs. Everyone loved him.
Alex Rodriguez left the singing to J-Lo and her ex, Mark Anthony, at a children's concert, we're assuming, starring one of their kids. Alex added, quote, "Those who can do, those who can't, sit between two people that can and stay quiet." Very wisely done and said. It's so amazing, I gotta say, to see how well all those grown-ups get along. And getting along is certainly no problem for the Property Brothers. That's just one of the things that Nichelle Turner found out, and she was the only one they invited inside their new home renovation show in Las Vegas.
Welcome.
Hello.
Romeo, oh Romeo. See, it's like you can perform theater, invite people over.
You guys have like 75 shows on television right now. Where do you get the idea for this one? And how is this different from the other slew of shows you have?
We get 500,000 messages a week each on social media from our fans. And it's people telling us, like, I have a home, we've been in it 30 years, so many memories, but it's just not perfect. And that's why we're like, you know what, we're gonna come in, we're gonna make it perfect.
What I'm talking about.
The Twins' 8th HGTV show, Property Brothers Forever Home, doesn't have any buying or selling. It's all about taking ordinary homes and turning them into dream homes.
You have to learn about a family and what their family needs. And so I get them in on demo day, and we have them tearing out cabinets. We have them doing everything, poking holes. Actually, the dog in this house is the one that found this giant cabinet under the stairs.
By the way, I was wondering what the heck this thing was.
So we're turning this into the ultimate kid sport.
Come join me. This is going to be a cool little kid sport right off
Would
the
you like fries with that?
And while it may seem like fun and games with these two, they knock out 44 renovations a year. Last year, the company banked a reported $500 million. So what's their secret to avoiding sibling drama?
If there's something bugging us, we get it out.
What's the longest you have stayed mad at each other?
Oh, mad at each other? 10 minutes? I don't know.
And I know them both well. I'm going to say that's true. I have never seen them argue. Now, this is actually the Property Brothers' 5th spinoff. They also have a new children's book coming out this fall. They do it all. It's still ahead right here.
Will Ma be the next horror movie to rule the box office?
Ma!
Why, Octavia Spencer's outrageous new flick is already making heads spin.
I kept thinking, what is Octavia Spencer like at a kegger?
Plus, want to couple up with the Clooneys? How you can go on a double date with George in a mall.
And Disneyland gets a new galaxy. We have your sneak peek at the new Star Wars land.
Close.
Check this out. Mandy Moore and her friends leaping for joy after reaching base camp on Mount Everest on Sunday. It's quite an accomplishment. This Is Us star stopped there. She did not hike to the top of the highest mountain in the world, and maybe that was a wise choice because this year's climbing season on Everest is one of the deadliest to date. It is overcrowded up there. People stop going up there.
Walking over. How do I turn this around?
There she is.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
People are summoning.
Nearly 41 miles, 17,600 feet up, an $11,000 permit, 1 week of hiking. Mandy made her trek at the same time as this startling photo was taken. A line of hundreds waiting their turn to reach the top of Everest. When the 35-year-old reached the base camp, she honored the more than 300 people, 11 this year alone, who have died making the climb, saying she was lucky and felt a wave of emotion, respect, reverence, and appreciation.
It never fails to take your breath away. Whoa.
Despite the lack of oxygen, soreness, and 32-degree weather, Mandy and her friends kept things light during breaks, wearing hydrating face masks and playing cards. She prepared for this trip by hiking in New Zealand about 2 weeks beforehand. And she climbed Mount Kilimanjaro last year during her This Is Us break.
I am going to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. I'm so excited. Have you been training? That seems like quite the feat. I haven't been training, but everybody's told me that it's okay, that I'm going to be fine.
To be clear, Mandy's trek to base camp is 10,000 feet from the infamous Everest death zone and 12,000 feet from the mountain's overcrowded peak. One veteran climber explained the dangers.
You're literally waiting in line to die.
Even on bottled oxygen, you're slowly dying.
Right.
You can feel your energy draining out of your legs and out of your core. There's constant exposure to danger.
I'm going to let y'all stay on Everest. I'm going to go to the movies this weekend instead because there are two very different thrillers battling it out at the box office this weekend. The new Godzilla and Ma, starring Oscar winner Octavia Spencer, like you have never, ever seen her before.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
How did she get our numbers?
I always like doing movies that will educate, and there is some education to be gleaned from this. Don't make me drink alone. Don't make me drink alone. And kids should know not to be hanging out with adults, period. You know?
Octavia's the sinister and very creepy Ma in her new horror flick, befriending then terrorizing an unsuspecting group of teenagers. But playing the psychopath wasn't the scariest part of shooting this movie.
You hella makeout scene. The younger fella. What was that like?
He looks 15, but he was really 18. But
Okay.
it was still very, 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 very strange.
You smell just like your daddy.
That's when you have to call on the character, because Octavia, I'm like, I can't do this.
Somebody's child.
It's somebody's baby child.
Ma isn't the only monster in theaters this weekend. The legendary Godzilla returns, and this time the fate of humanity hangs in the balance. Millie Bobby Brown makes her feature film debut alongside Kyle Chandler, Vera Farmiga, and O'Shea Jackson Jr., and we found out this 15-year-old is wise beyond her years.
You're a prankster. Oh, yes. I actually never pranked you.
Never.
Because I was honestly quite frightened. I just didn't know what would happen. Then it would start a war with him, and I just didn't think that was smart.
This was Millie's feature film debut.
Millie Bobby Brown is 38 years old. Millie is us. Yeah, she's seasoned already. Mentally she's just at least 38.
Oh yeah, it's all old hat to her.
She is wise beyond her years.
I still can't believe she's 15. That
Isn't
just
it crazy?
doesn't make sense, yeah.
By the way, also opening this weekend, Rocket Man. Look, if anyone could go toe-to-toe with Ma and Godzilla, it would be Elton John.
Yep.
And we will be with this fantastic cast tonight at their big New York premiere.
Well, speaking of big, Friday is a huge day for fans of the Force, right? Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opens at Disneyland. And get this, I'm so excited about it. We're going to be hosting our entire show from the magical location tomorrow. You got your ears ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm there.
Until then, here's a galaxy-sized sneak peek.
It's 14 acres and a Jedi's dream come true. Galaxy's Edge is the largest and most technologically advanced themed land ever in a Disney park. It took nearly 5 years to complete. Han Solo himself, Harrison Ford, gave us a sneak peek to kick off the construction.
Your first look at the Star Wars experience.
Inside this epic new land, fans can visit the cantina, build a droid or a lightsaber, and even take a ride on the Millennium Falcon. Also in the mix, stormtroopers. Disney held auditions last week. The requirements? Be at least 5'10" and know how to work in body armor. Already feeling the Force? A few lucky celebs. Brie Larson and Paul Rudd toured the construction, while Steven Spielberg and J.J. Abrams got to see it finished. Galaxy's Edge opens to the public on Friday. Reservations are required, but ET is helping you skip the lines altogether. Tomorrow, we are transporting our entire show to the Galaxy's Edge to broadcast from Disneyland. Our first order of business, a wild ride on the Millennium Falcon. You don't want to miss it.
I can't wait to get on that thing.
Are you really going to get on?
No, I will. I love it.
I'm holding you to that. By the way,
Okay.
coming up, George and Amal's very decent proposal. How you can score a double date with the Clooneys.
Hi, I'm George Clooney, and I'm here to invite you to come to Italy with my wife and me.
Cut, let's stop there.
Wait a minute. Don't stop there.
Please.
But it is true. George and Amal are inviting one lucky couple to join them on a double date in Italy.
That's us.
Okay,
But
there.
George is having a tough time accepting who the real star of the family is.
Hi, I'm Amal Clooney's husband, George, and we'd like to invite you to come with us to Lake Como. Are you sure that's how you want me to say it?
People love Amal. She's really the selling point here.
Just picture it. You and Amal, wine in your hand, discussing current affairs while her husband quietly serves lunch. Really, why don't we do a take where it just says Amal will be there and I won't even be there?
That is a fantastic idea. Let's do that.
I was kidding.
Oh, we have to enter this. We have to enter.
All right, who's going to pay for the flight to get to Italy? That's what I
George,
want.
he's got plenty of money. Listen, all of this is to benefit the Clooney Foundation for Justice. Go to omaze.com/Clooney and donate for a chance to win.
I can hear people entering right now.
See you there, George. I'll see you soon.
Bye, everybody.